You got it.
All right, ready when you guys
Thanks,
are.
Andrew.
You got this, bro.
I needed that.
Yeah, bro. You want to hug it out real quick? You want to get smacked? Sometimes you need that, don't you?
I might. Halfway through, you might just smack me.
Go ahead.
What do you mean?
3, 2.
Ooh! Wow, you look cool, Michael. My balls is totally moving, new and improving. Not that we get back. Oh, I got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Did you know that your mom is a really nice person? Probably picked you up from school. Yeah.
The king of the West.
Mini Shack Diesel in the house. Welcome to the show. Shout out to all the mums out there that are probably nice, doing great things for their kids. My wife was my child's mum, and the school tried to reject my wife from being a mother and say, no, she's not allowed to pick up your son. You have to register him in the "we trust you" relative thing. And I'm kind of bummed to know that she's not already signed up in there. Like, that name should have been in there. Her last name, same name as his. So then I had to call and talk to the school. I don't like talking to schools. They remind me of like childish authority. And it's like, you don't have any power, lady. So stop talking down to me. I know you're at school. And it's like, actually, no. But I am of your equal. So don't do that. So that made me uncomfortable. Also, at the same time, I was having a meeting with the Undertaker, and I'm not lying. I was having a conversation with the Undertaker while I was trying to talk to the school about letting my child out because he hurt his lip. And we were paranoid. We thought maybe he got punched in the face. And I was like, who am I wrecking? And, what's going on? Because I'll hire a 13-year-old to put a hit on. Like, I got money, man. I'll give you a 13-year-old for $1,000. He will go hard on somebody.
Or you could just bring the Undertaker.
Oh, I didn't think of that. He seemed busy.
And we should clarify, uppercase U, Undertaker. You weren't just speaking to a person who professionally buries the dead.
No, it's the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't know about spelling and what you did with the capital U, but it's the wrestling guy that kills people. He's dead. He's a zombie, and he brings people to the spirit world.
Did you find out what happened to his lip?
Yeah. He was wrestling his friend. This is all. It was all for nothing. That's the other great thing. Hey, condoms.
You think you need to wear condoms?
I think some people should wear them unless you want this. Do you want this in your life where you're like freaking out, calling several people all at the same time to get your kid out of school that shouldn't have got out of school because he's pulling a fast one about a little cut lip?
Oh, okay. So if you went back in time.
We got scammed.
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew Collin is here. We have a guest. Sorry. It's a lot.
Did you fight a lot as a kid? Because you seem like someone that got some aggression out.
Yeah. I got beat up a lot at school.
Yeah?
I was not a bully.
You're not a bully. You got bullied.
Yeah.
Yeah, bullies always turn into the toughest guys. You always hear that story like, when I was a kid, I got beat up by 14 different guys, and now I know Taekwondo, and I can rip your head off. Like, it always usually comes from that spot.
I was misdiagnosed from my boxing coach a long time ago. I've already trained for a long time. I'm friends with some other guys. They bring me to a gym that's highest level kickboxing in California, Saxon's Muay Thai, one of the best you can go to. And the coach there, he's an awesome dude, and he's like sizing me up, and he comes over and he goes, "Were you a bully in school?" And I go, "No." "What? Why do you ask that?" He's like, "You just seem like you were the bully in school." I was like, "I got bullied." And he was like, "Oh, interesting." And I was like, "Oh, he sees me as I was a guy that went around doing
bullies
that."
can turn into bullies. I think maybe that's what he said. Maybe there was a part. Was there a part after that you were like?
There was a time when I was one of the better skateboarders in the world, I was a bully because I was cooler than you.
Hell yeah.
So I would de-cool your ass. I would point out that you're not very good and you should probably calm down. And if you checked me, I would check you again. And at the end of the day, I was usually checking someone that I was indeed better than. So the argument always went my way because I'd be like, well, at the end of the day, who's better? Me, shut up. And then I continued that in radio until I lost all my friends. And then I decided to extinguish that person completely.
Yesterday.
Yeah, it still comes. If you like cut me off and it's a bad day and you give me the finger, he comes out shining.
You ever follow guy?
Yeah, but I'm embarrassed by him whenever he shows up. I will always be embarrassed by him forever.
He's in there.
Did you live somewhere? Did you move and then move back?
No, I'm from Florida originally. I lived in St. Louis for a little while.
Okay, so that's not Florida, is it?
What? Oh, no, that's Missouri.
So wait, you lived in Florida, then you went here?
Okay, all right. So Florida.
Yeah.
New Orleans for college.
Wait, this is when you're young.
Young.
Okay.
I'm 42 now.
Right, but since I've known you, you've lived in...
I lived in St. Louis.
Okay.
You met me on Zoom.
Yeah. And you were...
I was doing
living in a house with your co-host.
Yes.
But you weren't boning her?
No.
Not one time?
Not one time.
Did you see her boobs?
Are you trying to look in my eyes to see if I'm lying?
Yeah.
Am I?
Nah.
You're right.
Yeah.
No boning, man.
I really like her. You guys kicked ass on that show, by the way. I didn't know you, and you came on, and I'm like, oh, okay, co-host. Like, everyone needs. Yeah, I'm on Hawk versus Wolf. I understand. I would like to be on shows. Like, I was on your mum's house the other day, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure they didn't book me.
It's happened
On me.
You know, I'm not on that show anymore.
Are you guys cool? Should I say her name, or is this?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It ended okay. You know, but nothing too bad. Oh, okay. You know.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
I can't.
Hey, everybody. You should be fit. You should be healthy. Apparently, you live longer. You ever heard of Factor 75?
I think Factor 75 is something I needed to start looking into somewhere between 2 weeks and 15 years ago. It's a new year, and I promised myself a new me. So far, the new year keeps trucking forward. I dragged the old fat me all the way in from 2022.
I'm with you, unfortunately.
And I want to believe that I can do it by myself, but the fact is today I made a tuna salad sandwich for lunch for the third consecutive day.
Factor 75, can you please send us stuff?
I don't want to live like this. What I want is delicious, nutritious meals delivered to my doorstep that can be heated up, ready to go in 2
Couple of minutes, Michael.
To suit any diet. If you just want to eat healthy, or if you have more specific stuff, you want to be vegan, you want to be paleo. If you want delicious, if you want fast, if you want healthy, if you want easy, if you want to stop being your fat old 2022 self, you, like me, need Factor 75.
Head to factormeals.com/Ellis50 and use the promo code Ellis50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code Ellis50 at factormeals.com/Ellis50 to get 50% off your first box. Thanks, Factor 75.
I don't know.
But did you indeed live with her?
I did live with her.
And you had a show, you had a studio in the house.
Yes.
Why? How do
days
you
a week.
agree to, because she's successful.
Yes.
She looks like, I don't know her that well, but she looks like she makes a lot of money.
She does.
Why do you live there? And how broke are you?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? I was under the impression it was some sort of COVID decision.
It was a COVID decision. Well, I don't know where you want me to start, but when I did stand up in New York City, I moved there in 2011.
Yep.
I was doing stand up. I was dog walking. I met Nikki Glazer. She took a photo of me and put it on Instagram as I was a dog walker because I was walking a dog with wheels for legs because the dog was lazy.
Aw,
Yeah.
that's a cute dog, and I like you for doing
So you're
that.
really more of a dog roller.
You took him for a roll.
Yeah, I actually rode him.
Is he total roll, or does he have two front legs?
He's a He had 2 front legs.
Right, so
not
he just,
total roll.
He just drags the wheels, right.
At some point, total roll, you
I
gotta.
know those guys, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
take
barrow
total
beagle.
roll.
But he wasn't a small dog. This was not an easy thing. He was like 85 pounds, like
nice.
husky. He did not want to put his legs in. Dogs don't know what a wheelchair is.
No.
So every day I gotta, he crawls across the floor and his legs are just glide, and I gotta throw him in there. And because I did, such, God's work, karma, I guess, might have helped me. I mean, Cooper led me to get a photo put on Instagram, and then led to 2 years later, I'm working for Nikki.
Did she know you were a comedian?
No.
Just a photo of a dog walker, and that's how that...
She thought I was the owner who wouldn't put her dog down, and she was making fun of me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I just put his back legs down.
So then you talk to her, and you go, actually, I'm a comedian?
So she puts it on Instagram. I get tagged by my friends that, hey, that's a comedian. He runs a show at New York Comedy Club.
Okay.
He's not really that successful, but he's trying.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, she apologizes on Instagram.
Okay.
She follows me on Instagram.
Okay.
Like, hey, I feel bad for this guy. 2 years later, she moves back to New York, needs a dog walker, asks me because she assumes that I know another dog walker. My career has moved past dog walking.
Gotcha.
Little does she know, now I have wheels for legs pretty much because I am full dog. I'm not really even I am still a comic, but I'm just like, at this point, I'm just pretty much a dog walker,
Oh,
like,
wow.
And then she hired me as a dog walker, let me open for her at Caroline's.
No way.
And I crushed because I was 8 years in. And then I just started opening for her, and then I was on a radio show. But it all started because of this dog with wheels for legs.
And in the end, she lives with a person that she thought was a dog sitter.
Yeah.
How much time was there between the Caroline show and you two shacking up in Missouri?
You say it like we boned. We did not bone.
Dude, you lived in a house. You're both adults. She's so hot.
It was a lonely time.
I would bone her if she wanted to, for sure.
It was COVID, crazy times.
How could you not want to bone her? She got legs for days. Bitch, I put a week on it.
Look, I lived with her. It was probably 2 years after that. I moved to St. Louis. She moved back to St. Louis because her parents are from there. She called me. She's like, hey, you want to be a co-host? I was like, maybe let's not do it through Zoom. COVID. New York isn't really a thing right now. I'll just come to St. Louis and do it in person.
Yeah.
I made the decision in like 3 days. That's how I kind of roll. Like I just make decisions and then realize I probably
would regret it.
Yeah, I don't regret really much. I just like, I don't know. I try not to.
So how long did you live in this house with her?
For a year.
Were you still walking her dog?
No, at that point, I was seen as somewhat of an equal.
I see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Somewhat, though.
Somewhat. I was still a little bit of dog in there.
Well, you're nowhere near as hot as her, so you got to take that into account.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You haven't seen me in a skirt.
She's so cool.
I'm pretty cool.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Oh, you keep
If
going.
I tuck my legs, you'll want to fuck it.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't
If I
see
put a
it.
blonde wig on, I
Those
think
jeans are really bad if that's the case. They're really not, helping you.
Let's save that for Patreon, huh?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can bust,
Yeah,
you can
I
bust the
held
wig and
back.
the skirt out then.
Yeah, keep them wanting
Go
more.
rummage through your,
Yeah, I'll
your
put
trunk.
my leg in wheels. You'll love it.
So you guys mutually decide to part ways.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Yeah,
There was nothing weird.
nothing weird. Nothing weird. I just kind of, I guess you could say the way she's put it is I've outgrown the podcast. I guess you can say it like that. I mean, that makes me sound cooler.
Yeah.
But I think it was a little bit of just, it's those things. You're in a partnership. Well, you want to express yourself more creatively. You're feeling held back a little bit.
Yep.
I started headlining my own gigs.
Right.
That felt good to do an hour. Your fans come for you.
Yeah.
It just felt like time. I'm 42. Like if I didn't try to do it on my own now,
Yeah.
I probably would have been like, and I might fail
I
miserably.
respect the hell out of it. I mean, to
thanks,
me,
man.
you have the talent to do it by yourself easily.
It's
Not
hard.
dissing on her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
But you can do your own thing, man. And
I'm
you should.
trying. It's scary. It's scary to
Yeah.
go off on your own when, especially in this business, for 8 years, you walk dogs and you realize how hard it is to make $1. Once you start making money in the business, it kind of rolls a little bit. So you're like, I kind of feel more confident. But I don't forget how hard
Yeah.
it was. I slept, on a couch for 7 months when I first moved to New York. I lived next to a drug dealer named the King off the J.
Yeah.
I lived with a bunch of mice and in Brooklyn. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Waking up to them playing my acoustic guitar. That happened. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So now you're doing a lot of shows?
Yeah. So I just did 8 shows through with Helium.
Yeah.
I did like weekdays.
Cool.
And that went well. It was like getting like 150 people per show, which I thought was
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. And so it's kind of building off of that, you know. I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm like opening for Tim Dillon.
Yes.
He's a buddy of mine.
That guy is the best.
He's a machine.
Yeah. That
Like,
guy. I
really.
love that guy's podcast. I love everything that guy does.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a huge fan.
I saw him. I remember like 11 years ago. We were in an open mic, 4 p.m. open mic on a Tuesday, in this bar called Bar 82 in New York City, and it was like a Coke bar. Like a lot of people have died in this bar, and they don't do anything about it. They just let it rot. Like that's how it felt. And the guy that ran the open mic, he would hand out strawberries and cookies, which was just kind of a weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that guy's homeless now, but
That's
whatever.
creepy.
And I remember it was like completely blacked out, no windows, 4 p.m. And I just saw Tim go up for like 7 people. And I'm like, what? You ever see it and you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sure you've seen it in other things or in comedy where you're just like, I've never seen anything, you know, like this before in my life.
All right.
And like we became friends pretty instantly. And then his career blew up after he did Rogan, obviously.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
He's amazing.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He had me up at the Comedy Store the other day. Just walked by. I was like, hey, man, that was a really good set. I was like, thank you, Tim Dillon, because I'd never met. And I'm like, first of all, holy shit, it's Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait, are you saying something nice to me? And then he was like, you want to do a show with me? And I'm like, yeah.
I do love how much
That was the
you almost
coolest
have
thing
a childlike.
Oh,
I don't say that in a bad way.
No, I
think-
know.
I it actually makes me enjoy seeing how happy stand up has made you. Makes me like enjoy it more. After.
I can tell because it's like MMA. I was already old when I started MMA, but all the fighters, they're younger than me, but I see them as the, you know what I mean? I grew up on you. And I'm like, no, you didn't grow up on them, you idiot. You got into them when you were 40. And it's like, it's like, yeah, but I don't see it that way. I see like, you know, Chuck Liddell, you know?
Yes.
Same
Yeah.
as Tim Dillon. Like it's the same thing. Like when anybody, like Big J asked me to do Comedy Store last night and I was like, oh, you know what I mean? I was in the green room. I'm like, that's, you know, someone,
know.
that's somebody. Oh, but I think it's a good thing to have.
But in skateboarding, at one point, you were the man, right?
Yeah,
And so,
a little bit.
But so you had this energy of like, I need to be in control.
Yeah.
And I need to be the bully. But then when it came to stand up, you seem to have dropped that and you're like, okay, I'm humbled and
Yeah.
I don't have ego with this and
Yeah.
I will get great.
Right.
And then I'll bully.
Yep. That's the plan. That's the thing with age is, you know, the second time round, and this will be the third time round, I don't plan on any of that stuff. I cringe at that stuff because I've been there. I'm totally that guy where you pat me on the back enough, I will believe my own crap
Yeah.
and start thinking that I float.
I do that my whole life.
To curse.
Yeah. I try not to, you know, I'm on a show with Tim tonight and it's it's Big J, Tim,
Oh,
a
sick.
couple other people. And
Where at?
At the store.
Oh.
And Tim's like, there's CAA agents gonna be there. Everyone's gonna be there, and you're going first. And I'm like, dude, this is not gonna. I was telling him, I was like, I don't think this is gonna go. I've done it enough. I don't know. I don't think it will go that well, but we'll see.
Anybody?
Yeah, this is the
have
second
that angle.
time
That's
you're saying that.
interesting.
Can you flesh that out a little bit? What is it about doing a really good show in front of people who could help your career that sounds so miserable?
Well, first of all, I self-sabotage like crazy. Like I already think it's gonna go bad, but that does motivate me in a weird way. I have the worst mind going into it, which makes me anxious, which then makes me feel alive, which makes
you
me more
sharp.
focused.
Yeah, I get you.
So I'm in the car before I came in here and I'm writing opening tags,
Yeah.
knowing that I'm going to go in front of Tim's crowd. They're going to be a little bit more rough. I got to go at them to show them confidence. You know, maybe I don't. That's all in my head too. Like all these things are in your head. You know, you try to plan accordingly. And, you know, I've had, you know what it is like I've opened for Tim before and it's gone really well and really bad. And all I can think about is the bad.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's us.
Yeah, that's all I do is I just focus on the negative so much, and I forget every positive thing I've ever done. And they tell you to write it down. That's what my brother tells me. Write down all your positive things, because then I forget exactly what he said. I probably should have listened. But
It's
like,
very inspirational.
Sounds like half the
I'm
problem.
not good at quotes. You know, I
Half the
don't.
problem is you don't understand what he said. That's not going to help.
You ever like those people that know all the quotes, man? I don't trust them.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do.
They like quote like the
Yeah.
third page of some Ram Dass book. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, what is this?
Yeah, you haven't lived it. You just read it.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even know where it was. I was just kind of going off. But yeah, seeing you and how much you love stand up. But I love skating for a little while. I did it when I was 12.
Yeah, that's a good time to do it.
Yeah, dude. I remember there were skateboarders in my neighborhood. I was in Port St. Lucie, Florida. It's kind of like where the Met spring training is. There was really like nothing there. And there was just the cool skaters that you just would see around the, you know, and I would be like, I want to be that. Because I played like Little League. I didn't even know where to start. And I remember they were like, all right, we'll build you a ramp. And like, that was like the coolest thing. When the cool skateboarders built you a ramp, you know, that's like Big J putting you on a show or something. And I remember we went to Home Depot, and I remember it was like $90, and that was like a huge amount of money. But we bought, and they made us a flyway ramp.
Yeah.
You know, a launch ramp, and it was 3 feet, and we spray painted it red, and it was just so amazing having those guys like, and they were, you know, killing it, launching it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just remember like that moment of like, but I never got past launching it. Like I was never good at doing the kick flips or anything like that. But that ramp was like a huge moment of like older people like, oh hey, you're cool. You're cool, kid.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of wish I kept skating, because I feel like there was I always played like team sports
Yeah.
where you could hide behind people.
Did you hide behind people when you played?
Yeah.
That's really interesting because, you know, we've spent a lot of time over the years talking about the difference between, like, Jason gravitates to individual sports. He went from skateboarding to MMA. Other people don't even, they're so into team sports, they don't realize that they're a team sports guy. I've never heard anybody talk about the primary appeal of team sports being because you can hide behind your teammates.
The focus isn't on you. I get, you know, that's as weird as a stand-up.
Yeah, but it makes no sense. But then again, also saying all the worst things that could possibly happen to you before you do stand-up, it doesn't make any sense either, but you're doing it.
Yeah, and my brain, I probably need help, you know? I'm kind of going through it and moving out here. I'm not going to lie. But
How long have you been in LA? It's not suiting you so
a
far?
month.
Yeah, it takes a little
He'll be
longer
fine.
than that, yeah.
I get compare brain. You know, when you live in St. Louis, no one's doing really.
Yeah, you're
So you
doing
don't
pretty
have
good compared to
brain.
them.
Yeah, you know, I don't even think about it. You know, and then, you know, you get it here and it's like, this guy's doing this guy's making this money, this is it.
Yeah.
It's in your head. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's not healthy.
That shouldn't be in there.
No.
I
No.
get that. Oh, you know, we want to be competitive. It's part of the drive to be successful. But then the older you get, the more, you know, you want to be successful. I want to be successful for me.
Yeah.
You know, if you have more, good for you. Have more. Have 5. I don't care. Just, do I have mine?
Yes. I'm not competitive that, like, I don't mind when people get stuff. Like, I really am, like, I really do want everyone to eat. But as long as I'm also eating a little bit, you know? Oh, but with, like, team sports, I feel like you could play a role. You don't have to be the main.
The buck doesn't stop with you, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, again, is a really strange thing for a stand-up comic to say.
Yeah. I don't know. I never thought I would really be a stand-up comic either. I kind of stumbled.
Were you just
because
like...
I failed at everything else. I made money in real estate. I like stumbled in that, and then I lost everything.
Like
and then
2008 or?
Yeah.
Okay.
In Florida. I did one deal, and I made like 300 G's as like a 24-year-old. Like, had nothing, and then 300 G's. Like, right, and then, you know, went out, bought a Tundra truck, put some 22s on it, you know, just spent like 50 grand, realized a Jewish guy shouldn't own a truck.
Yeah.
And so I traded that in.
You're like halfway to Riff Raff, and then 2008 happened.
2 weeks later, I traded in. My buddy had a used car dealership. He had a Mercedes AMG or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, that's more of a Jew car, you know?
What is
And that's
wrong
what
with you?
I don't know. And then I traded in. I took out $7,000 in cash and I threw it in his face. And I was like, "Give me the keys." And then I had to fill out paperwork. It's like not that cool.
He didn't get to leave that like that. Yeah.
It's like, "What's your soc?"
Yeah, they never show that part in the movie.
No, they don't. It's like, "Let's run your credit." You actually are gonna have to put more down. And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah."
Scarface filled out a lot more forms than people realize.
Yeah. Say hello to my 620 credit score.
1099.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah. So then I traded that in, and then I bought a condo for like $220,000. So I thought I was doing the right thing, and then the market crashed, and that condo is worth $60,000 like 6 months later.
Oh.
So I got the car repoed out of my dad's house. And here's the thing, my dad's not poor either. He's like he's a doctor. But like I'm getting my car repoed from like a nice house.
Yeah.
And then I lost my house. I had to short sell that, And then I was in debt to the IRS.
That's fun.
And then I was like, I tried so many then like quick rich schemes,
Like what?
I couldn't even tell you what I was trying to do. That's, you know what I mean? Like we were trying to do credit card processing at one point where it's like high risk credit card processing where I hit up like people that are selling like dick pills online to offer them. I don't know. I'm just like, I knew this like rich shady guy from Miami. He's like, "Oh, you just do that. And then I think I found a guy that gave us a lot of money and then they never paid me, stuff like that. Like these, like, then I tried to raise money kind of in a weird way for like IPO stock that I never understood it, but I just tried. I thought it could be like, because when you make money overnight, you think that could just happen.
Yeah.
And so
especially when you're that young.
Yeah, I'm just pushing to try to make money in different ways like that, and I never happened. And that's when I got into comedy because I was like, well, nothing's working. Might as well just do what I'm passionate about.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the one you should have done the whole time.
Probably.
Is this before or after you OD'd?
Oh.
Wait, you did?
Well, it was a minor. Like
how do you minorly OD?
Well, I did blow. So I mean, this is going backwards, but right after college, I moved to LA to be a producer. I drove all the way from Florida, but I thought I had a full-time job, but it just ended up being a weekend. But I drove all the way from Florida. I like wore a suit the first day. They're like, "You're moving like boxes," like I'm not.
Oh, what?
And like,
no, he said produce, not producer.
Yeah, dude, it was so pathetic to go drive 8,000 miles for a Joe McHale commercial, And they're like, "No, you don't have a job here." So, anyways, I ended up living in LA. Long story short, I ended up going to New Orleans to party with friends because that's where I went to college, and I just did blow all night with a stripper that was dating my buddy, but we weren't hooking up. We were just talking about life.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, in front of Lake Pontchartrain.
Painful.
And then I did a gravity bong hit to relax.
Yeah.
But that didn't really do exactly what I thought it would.
Yeah.
And then I went numb and I couldn't move from the couch. I was stuck.
Yeah.
So from the coke and then I like my chest started, and I was like, "It's a panic attack. Talk yourself out of it. You got this." And then I told my buddy, I was like, "I think I'm having a heart attack." And I'm like, "All right." And then he dropped me off. I don't even know if he stopped the car. He just dropped me off at the emergency room.
Yeah.
And I walked in. I was like, "So I think I'm having a heart attack."
Yeah.
And they put me in the heart ward. And
did you tell them off the bat that you'd done a bunch of blow?
Yeah,
Okay,
I did
yeah.
tell them.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that would probably be smart.
Yes.
And then they put me in the heart ward. They had to put blood thinner in my like stomach. And then it's funny when I talk about it now because I've had a lot of these kind of things happen to me. Not overdose, but like I never really learned lessons, But I got blood thinner put in me, and then I was in the heart ward for 3 days, and then I owed like $8,000 in hospital bills, and then I didn't have that money, and that's when I left LA the first time.
Yeah.
So
why were you in for 3 days? They had to get your heart to go, like the beat to go, like you were really in trouble.
I guess so. I don't know. Yeah, I had a heart murmur. They called it.
Yeah.
I don't know, like skips a beat or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was. I went back to Florida. I was just like so sad, so depressed. Didn't know.
But I'm sure you never did cocaine again.
That's a good question. You got any? No, I actually only did it. I think I did it one more time after that.
Yeah.
In my whole life.
Right.
I really did learn. I guess
Every now and again, you got to remind yourself that coke's a bad idea.
Yeah, pretty much. With fentanyl now, I don't want to mess with it. I'm too scared.
Yeah.
Smart man.
But, I mean, among other reasons. But,
Yeah. That's why I grow my own opiates.
Do you? Yeah. Homegrown?
Like it's a poppy farm.
But like since then, I have gone to the emergency room just for panic attack. Like I had horrible, anxiety and stuff like that. Just
Me too.
I went to the emergency room one time thinking I was choking to death.
But you were not choking.
No, I just inhaled like a piece of lint. I was living at my grandma's in West Palm Beach, Florida, and I inhaled a piece of lint, and I thought I did in my mind. And I'm like, oh, if it goes into my throat, I will fully choke. Like I'm just half choking. And so I go to my other grandma. She lived across the street, my grandma Shirley. And I was like, I think I'm choking. And she's like, huh? And I was like, all right, you can't take care of this. And so I got in my car, in my Camry, and I drove like 30 minutes while choking to death.
Yeah. It's almost like you're not choking to death.
Yeah.
You would think.
30 minutes.
I still went to urgent care.
And,
Like I parked.
And then they had to tell you that you just have lint in your throat?
I walked in and I was like, so I think I'm choking to death.
People don't realize
You're
how
not
many
high.
people die because of lint.
Yeah. You're not high right now. You're
Where I'm talking right now?
No, when you've got the lint in your...
No, I'm just, I was going through it. And they're like, okay, why don't you sit down? And I was like, well, how can I sit? Why is this not? I think I should skip the line.
Yeah.
And then I did have that moment where, I don't know if you've ever suffered from panic attacks, where you do start to kind of realize like you're kind of out of touch.
Yeah.
And then I was like, might as well go in. And then I went in, doctor took an x-ray, and I still didn't quite believe her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah,
was like,
totally, because I've had them. The test for me was I would get Katie to blow me.
yeah.
And if I was still panicking after the blowjob, then it wasn't a panic attack, it was a heart problem. Because one time we were driving to Vegas in the Porsche, and I was like, I'm about to pull off the freeway and go to the hospital. But first, blow me to see if it is what it is.
Well, it does make you present, right?
Yeah, it made me, like when she was done, I was like, it was a panic attack. And then
So what do you do when she's not there, though? You got to cheat, right?
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to save your life.
Yeah, that's what it is. Maybe I would just have to jerk off. I don't know.
Yeah.
I probably would have gone to hospital. Because
Have you ever done-
I've gone before. But I've gone and they've said it's a panic attack, and I've gone and they're like, you're having a heart attack. So now, now I've had so many issues that I know which one's which.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when you know you've lived, when you've tested it. And you
Yeah,
know that-
I've lived, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. I'm like telling
My heart jumps like 20 times a day.
Okay.
And I go, is it? No,
Yeah.
it's not it. All right, let's continue the day.
It is funny when you tell like your like woe is me kind of story to someone that's been through way more shit than you. You know? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're trying to one up me, but it's just like sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, man, I'm fine.
I mean, your story that sounds tough too, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, we're all impressed by your courageous battle against lint.
Yeah, yeah, dude.
don't give
you
up,
should see
man.
the other guy,
The other lint?
the other lid. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been better though with panic and stuff like that. You know?
You should see somebody.
Oh yeah, no, I thought I'd just talk it out here.
Okay. Well, that'll do. You're probably fine now.
Yeah, I'm completely healed, dude.
So, I mean, you should be doing a show at the Comedy Store with Tim Dillon is good.
Maybe because I've known Tim so long.
Yeah, but you just
doesn't
try to
feel-
imagine the rest of us. It's
Yeah,
Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
And it's the Comedy Store.
I know.
You're on fire.
I guess if you grow up, like you were friends with Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
That's Tony Hawk.
I still understand it.
Yeah, I get it. No, I've seen Tim
I still
crush.
understand who that is.
Yeah,
Like, that's a guy who did some real shit.
yeah, he did.
But yeah, you're in a spot where, I do comedy around LA, and everybody's a scumbag compared to this one place, the Comedy Store, where Tim Dillon is. If you're on that night, you're pissing on everybody else in Los Angeles. And I go to all those other places, and every single one of them would blow me, and none of them are gay, to be on that show tonight.
All right, so I got to
So-
change how I look at things.
Yeah, man, you're on fire.
All right, I'll take
You're
it.
where I want to be, that's for sure. If I was like, when you said, yeah, once you kind of make it, it starts to kind of you actually start to make money. And I'm like, yeah,
Dude,
I like that.
but I don't know if my idea of making money, I don't know if it's going to impress you. I'm just saying not to be a dog walker. It's not I'm like living, in the hills.
Yeah, but you have a consistent check from comedy.
I did. And then I left that in
And
St.
now
Louis.
you've come to get it.
I'm trying. Yeah.
Well, you're off to a good start.
Yeah, no, things are good, man.
Crazy
things are good.
stuff.
Sorry, I don't know why. Am I coming off depressed?
Did I trigger this? Because I've been down for a while, but I've been upbeat today.
I'm sorry if I am coming off really negative. I don't mean to come off very negative.
It's hard to have a bad day when you get to hang out with the Undertaker.
Yeah, that's true.
That did help. It did help.
Andrew,
I am a sillier guy. I don't know. Maybe I just felt like I needed to talk like that.
Aw.
Yeah.
Are you lonely in Los Angeles?
Probably, yeah.
That's what's happening? Mm-hmm. Why don't you go hang out with your friends?
Yeah, that's a good point. Which ones?
Tim Dillon? That's where I'd go first if I had your phone. Tim!
No, we talk every day. Yeah, we're
That's
good.
awesome.
We're buddies. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I was like expecting more friendship out here. Like I thought it was like
People often make that mistake about Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was kind of
Viper's Nest.
Yeah, I thought I'd go play golf more with buddies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, dude, you're playing. And then I'll reach out and be like, I can't play. Or I can't do this again. I thought it was going to be more of a hang.
You had a fantasy of turning people down for golf dates?
Yeah, not me turning. Just playing golf with like other comedians and just enjoying the outdoors and which I have been. I've been hiking. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Hiking by yourself?
No, with my girlfriend. My girlfriend moved out with me with my cat.
Right, so she likes you. That's good.
Yeah, she
Oh,
loves
you got a
me.
girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, what are you complaining about?
I shouldn't. She's gorgeous. She's younger than me. She's vibrant. She likes to have sex. It's all great. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Great sex, hot Tim Dillon. I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, now I'm bragging.
Okay. Good. Brag. Live it up. Make
Yeah.
the most of it because soon you'll die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Yeah. Or you'll be hideous and then you'll die.
I think I'm aging all right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you live long enough, you'll be hideous.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's starting to happen to me.
Things are something. No,
I'm like, every now and then in the mirror, I'm like, oh, that's unnecessary. I thought I got a little bit of sleep last night, but nah, that's your head now, Jason.
Everybody's got that. Every guy has that second chance thing that you're enjoying right now. That I don't. You may have been a very handsome lad. I didn't know you then, but a lot of guys who are hideous get a little bit of gray and get a little bit of a beard. Like I know girls who want to fuck Steve Carell now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking that I'm overcompensating with the gray beard? No. It's fine. Am I?
It's not in the slightest what I'm saying. I think that
I was a handsome fella when I was younger. I was a good looking guy. But then I do think when I do shave my beard, I am not nearly as attractive.
Right.
I'm just saying
I have too much skin. Like you get more skin between your nose and your lip. I don't know where it comes from, but someone's putting it in, and you get more fatty right here. And I don't know. I just see it. If I shave my shit.
I now want to see it bad.
Yeah, maybe.
G-forces.
You grew a beard.
I did.
What was the reason for the beard?
COVID.
Okay.
I always wanted to do it because one time I didn't. My dad always shaved. He had like an office job, and in an era when it was not even an option to have like a 5 o'clock shadow in the office. And I asked my dad one time if he could grow a beard, and he said he didn't know. And I thought that was a really weird thing for a man to not even know if he could grow a beard. Yeah. So then I got COVID. I didn't shave, and I blew past the itchy bit, and here we are.
Did he ever know? Did your dad?
He still doesn't know.
Interesting.
He retired, right?
Yeah.
Does he know he can grow a beard now?
He's not interested.
Fair enough.
My dad is from my dad is in his late 80s.
Okay.
So
My dad had you late.
Yes, he did. He did. So my dad is like pre rock and roll.
Gotcha.
Like Frank Sinatra probably never grew a beard either. That's like the generation.
Yeah, he did not.
Yeah. I remember putting out an album that Bruce Springsteen recorded in 1973. And my dad's like, what is this? This person's just yelling.
I mean, I think we're all we're all old enough where I feel like beards were not like it was weird to have a beard. Almost.
You were like either a lumberjack or a shady dude.
Yeah.
Right.
It just wasn't. You shave your face. You don't have hair. Yeah. I don't like my face without hair anymore. It doesn't.
You mentioned your whole fatty lip situation.
Yeah, I got fatty lip disease. I got my jaw is like getting, you know, that side profile and the skin in your neck starting to roll into your shin.
I love that. That brought so much joy to me when I realized that it was happening to me.
Do you want to stay young forever? Are you? I feel like LA does that to people.
Nah, I'm not blaming LA for it. I'm narcissistic all the way through.
From indoors.
Have been from day one.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I think I was a cute baby. I'm just trying to live it up, trying to make like Kate stay there, stay likable.
Stay likable.
Yeah. Like if I'm
You
ugly.
think there's a certain way to look, like looking older, where people just pass you by because they don't even see you anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, kind of a beauty to that, though,
I think
right?
you can do that before you're old, actually.
What, be passed by and no one notices you?
Just have a certain style that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You know? I've always been a show pony, you know?
Yeah, I can't see you in like Izod.
What's Izod?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like an outfit you would get at Marshalls. You know, like what a dad would.
Oh,
wear.
yeah. No, I would kill myself. Yeah.
Izod's like the short sleeve, 3-button down, like the usually pink. Izod's the alligator shirt,
I'd like
right?
to see you in some dad clothes with like the zipper. Yeah, the half zip. You know, the half zip thing.
Yeah, nah. No way. I'll die before I do that.
What do you do when you go? You play some golf, don't you? I thought I remember seeing you play
I've
golf.
swung it a couple times, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have friends that do it. I got one friend that does it, and he lives in San Diego, and I'm like, I'm not.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me.
You don't. So you never want to. Idea of like growing up is scary to you. Like wearing like adult clothes. Like that's actually a thing.
I will never answer to any of you. I will look even more ridiculous. If I live longer, I will be even more out of control because I'm not wearing what you tell me to wear. I wear exactly what I want to wear. I look the way that I want to look, except for, you know, if I get hurt, then I'm kind of fat and I'm like, you're fat. Stop being fat. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm hurt. I can't go to the gym and I like cake. So then I'm just fat for a while. Like right now I'm fat. I'm not that happy about it.
Yeah.
But I will rectify that situation and then I'll be okay with myself.
So you feel sadder when you're fat.
Yeah.
Same with me.
Yeah.
You know what it is when I lay on my side and my girlfriend, like, I'm the little spoon, and I know that she can feel. I can't.
It's not
It's
cool.
just coming out.
I tense my abs for that.
Yeah, I try.
Just pretend I'm not fat.
Yeah, it's hard.
Katie, pretend you didn't hear that.
I flex nonstop.
I'm actually that jacked, Katie.
In my wife's presence, I flex nonstop.
Yeah, me too.
Just kept it up for
I'm
12
flexing right now.
straight years.
They don't know our struggle.
I've been sucking it in for like 8 years.
Yeah, she thinks I'm always gritting my teeth. That's my natural resting pose.
I mean, how many different diets have you guys gone through? Because I don't think males have eating disorders for sure, right?
No,
you don't think?
Well, some do. People have eating disorders.
You don't do like the keto diet or like the fasting.
No,
You don't do anything.
I do that. I do fasting, but it was just because I got used to it. Now I don't. I don't do it because I'm trying to lose weight. I don't feel hungry in the morning. That's it.
No, I've done it for a little while. The not eating in the
I
morning.
feel like it works.
It does work.
And if I don't need to, my biggest thing is eating before I go to bed because I'm so high. I get like crazy munchies before I go to bed. So that's
What's your go-to snack?
Ice creams or icy poles or just straight up candy. Like like Katie's seen the most vulgar.
Wait, icy poles.
I've fallen asleep with a gummy bear hanging out of my mouth, and she tried to get the gummy bear, and I
better
woke
finger
up and snatched it and ate it and went back to sleep.
What you mean? What do we call icy poles here in the States? It's been so long, I literally can't even remember. What do you mean? Like the long
Popsicle.
Yeah.
on a stick?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were eating those long things that are in the plastic.
Nah.
Otter Pops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
that
are
would-
cool too, but I like them on the stick.
Oh, I like. Remember
Fruit
those,
Pops.
those icy pop. They came in the plastic.
Yeah.
Like
That's
what I'm-
45 of those.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I would eat like 30 in a sitting. It was the best.
Not a respectable treat for somebody who's over the age of 10, though.
Unless it's Pedialyte ones.
Yeah, it does look kind of weird if you have
Yeah,
40 of those.
if
in
they're
your-
for babies, then it's way better.
Yeah, for me.
Andrew, do you ever plan on growing up?
If you asked me like 4 years ago, I didn't even have cups in my house. Like I remember I had sex with a girl and I brought her water in a bowl. You know, like that's where I was at. You know, just 4 years ago. Like,
Yeah,
I would feel like you're calling me a dog.
I know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did pat her on the head and give her a bone. But
Right.
yeah.
you
But
did.
no, but I freaking had this bed. I had a king mattress on top of a queen. It was like 45 of those. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the best.
Yeah,
Not a respectable treat for somebody who's over the age of 10 though.
for me.
Like box spring?
Box spring. You know what I
Nice.
mean? Like that's where I was in my life not long ago. But now I have, my own apartment. I live with my girl. We have a cat.
Is it a normal bed?
I have my, Yeah.
your bed like
it's
a bed?
king. It's on the ground right now, but I just moved here. It's getting up there. It'll get
Okay.
elevated.
Don't give up.
How many times have you changed your sheets since you've been in Los Angeles?
You'd have to ask my girlfriend.
You don't even know when the sheets are changed? Because I'll go with,
Yeah.
I don't change the sheets because neither do I.
Yeah.
But I love it when Katie changes the sheets.
Oh, I love it when Brenna does.
So that means I know.
Oh, I don't.
That it's
I have
happened.
ADHD, man. I don't.
So you
know.
don't know.
I never know.
How
But it's
often?
good, man.
How often did you do it before her? I saw this study today that 50% of single men wait up to 4 months
Oh, dude,
to
I
watch
was
to,
bad.
to change their
I would
sheets.
just flip the mattress.
Not even change the sheet. Just flip the mattress.
flip the
It's
mattress.
arguably easier to change the sheets.
When I was
than
in
to do-
college, I had a roommate. He put sardines under my bed. I didn't even know. Like I've very bad. I was a dirty boy, but now so yeah. If you're asked when I was single, I would just buy new sheets a lot of times. Instead of do the wash.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's where my brain was at. Yeah, it's bad, but I've gotten better.
Yeah.
I guess because if you ask me if I'm growing up, I think I am.
Relative to that, it was almost impossible not to.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
You want to be a dad?
That's a good question. Man.
It's not a good answer.
Yeah, what, the pause? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was kind of talking a lot until you asked me that question.
I know.
Somebody inside your head saying no, no, no the whole time.
Amy Winehouse. I want to have one kid, I think. I'm 42. I think I got till 50 to knock one out.
Yeah, out here, I don't. Maybe it's not just out here. Maybe the world has changed. Like I was in my late 30s when I became a dad, and I was like a child compared to.
Did you want to have kids before you had kids?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you grew a beard.
I did.
You're a big boy now.
Yes, I'm a real boy.
My girlfriend's 27, so I have some time.
Yeah,
there.
you do. Right.
We've been talking about it. Yeah, but not like soon. Like 3 years from now. She has a thing in her. What is it called?
Biological clock.
Cum
Ovaries.
blocker.
Yeah, a cum blocker.
Yeah.
Just fights.
Cum catcher.
Catches your
It's like a mitt.
Yeah, a drink catcher for your cum. And I don't know. I always get worried. I come in there and I'm like, some of these loads, boy, I'll tell it's. I don't think it could stop it. I really don't. I think all it takes is one.
It does.
What?
There's
It's a weird
millions.
thing.
There's
It's-
millions in there, and all it takes is one.
Yeah.
Right. If only there was some sort of precaution you could take to prevent pregnancy.
I guess anal.
Wait, you can't. Yeah, okay.
Right.
He's not going to get it, Michael.
So yeah, when she's 30, we were thinking that would be kind of the time to explore that more. I would love it if I can afford a nanny. You know what I mean? A lot of
nanny.
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, like a dog walker for a baby.
Yeah. Put it in wheels.
Yeah.
Wait, you want to have a kid before you can afford to have a kid? I think I don't know. I mean, you
Doesn't
have
stop-
kids.
doesn't
Dude,
stop
if
most
I made all
people.
the money in the world and I had a kid, my nanny is not raising my kid.
Yeah.
It's not happening. That's me.
I would still be there to have sex with the nanny. No, but I would be there for the kid. I'm not saying like, I wouldn't be one of those dads.
Having a nanny makes you one of those dads.
Does it?
Yeah.
Makes it too easy.
Look, I know people that have them and that's great. I know people that have one kid and they have a nanny. And I know people that have 3 kids and they don't have a nanny. And they're just as busy as the other person. But
Because you still got to manage the nanny.
Dude, if your nanny raises your kid grows up like your nanny.
What if it's like a badass lesbian?
I mean, if
nanny?
you're a terrible parent, then maybe it's a good idea to have a nanny raise them. But if you like then you should be a part of their life more. That's just my angle.
How old are your kids?
For me, 11 and 4.
Oh, interesting age gap.
Yeah. It was almost like after the first one, we were like, let's never, ever, ever do that again. And then we waited long enough that we were like,
Forgot.
Forgot how hard it was.
That was so bad.
And how old is your kid?
13, 17.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Boys or girls?
It's a 17-year-old girl, 13-year-old boy.
Which one is tougher?
The boy now.
Yeah.
It was the other way around, but now
Is he skating?
he skates, but he's moved on to e-bikes, but then he just got his e-bike impounded by the police, so let's see what he's into next.
How do you get? What happened?
The cops came to him at Starbucks and booked him and impounded his bike.
Why is he too young to have one?
Apparently, there's a faster e-bike that he has that I did not know. Neither did the bike that I bought. When I bought it off them, they let him ride off with it. But the bike that I bought for my 13-year-old son when he was 12 is a bike that you have to have a motorcycle license for, and it's illegal on the streets. And
Gotcha.
nobody knows that. And there's hundreds of them out there on the street right now burning around. But just watch out, mom and dad. Your kid can just get that taken away, and then you have to pay a bunch of money, and then you have to go to the DMV to get it registered. It's fun.
Can you get it like a what's it called? Not a muzzle. What is it called when you a governor?
Yeah.
Can you get that on there?
No.
Oh. Remember that word, governor?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know why.
They used to have them on
jet skis.
Yeah, no, they also used to have them on the first Pee-wee 50s used to have a little screw that you could screw in and it would stop the throttle. And that, like, because I used to, my little brother had that, and we would take it off so that we could burn around on it.
Yeah.
And I never forget I had a little brother, and we had a 3-wheeler for him, and he was real little, like 2. And it had a cord on the back, so if it took off, the cord disconnected the engine. So my dad or somebody would follow him around while he burns around on this 3-wheeler. And my other brother and I unscrewed the thing off so it would go flat out, and we'd go hoon on it. And my other brother went to go get a drink, so he stops with it on, goes over to the picnic table to grab a drink, and Stevie, my little brother, gets on it.
Oh my God.
At 2 and just takes off. And I remember my stepmom screaming, "Stevie, somebody stop!" And then I get on my bike, my brother gets on his bike, my dad gets in a car, and we all fly out into the bush to go get him because he sees us coming and thinks it's funny.
Yeah,
and takes off on it and takes up a hill. And he's got no helmet on, he's got a diaper on, and he's going up this hill, and we're all like, "Oh, dude, this could actually be bad." And then we came over to him, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah, man.
I'm like, "You're not supposed to ride it." "I'm ready to ride." I'm like, "Okay." I don't even think he could say ready to ride, but yeah, that was a close one.
I got arrested for speeding on a jet ski that had no governor on it. It'd go like 80 in Florida.
And they knew that it was going too fast.
In a manatee zone.
Oh,
Which is
wait,
like
were you
the
supposed
most-
to do like 10 knots, you
Like
dickhead?
4. Yeah.
You're doing 70 miles
Yeah,
an
I'm
hour?
like jumping off it, like doing 180s, like off the
They
manatee.
hate those people, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Did they
But a
come
manatee
over-
don't have a propeller. That's what I told the cop. I was hammered.
Did they?
But-
You were drunk on it.
Oh, yeah.
And then you said, but it doesn't have a propeller.
Yeah.
And you went to jail.
No, I didn't go to jail that day.
Wow.
I went to jail 6 months later.
For?
All right, I'll tell you what happened. So I got pulled over on a dock. It was July 4th. I had a girl with fake tits on the back with like a barbed wire tattoo. Life was good. They pulled me over.
I love how he adds fake. Anyway.
All right, sorry. I think they were fake. They're definitely fake. So they go, you were going, 70 and a 4 or whatever, like I was flying.
70 and a 4.
And I was hammered. And you get a buoy. You know what a buoy is?
Yeah.
Boating under the influence. And for some reason, they didn't give me one. I don't know, maybe July 4th, we're all in it together.
Too busy yeah, okay. Maybe they'd have had a couple.
So I go 6 months later, I'm on a date with a stripper in Orlando, Florida, which
You
is,
make Florida sound so much like Florida.
Oh, I'm very Florida. And oh man, yeah, where I'm from, it's like a different kind of Florida. It's the Florida I like, which is like 2 hours north of Miami, beaches, for great surfing. We grew up next to this place.
Trashy whores.
Trashy whores with fake tits.
Mandatory barbed wire tattoos.
Manatees that love like a little jet ski ride on top of it. And there's I don't know, surfing somewhat. Fort Pierce Inlet, where it's like Sebastian, that's where like Vero Beach. It's all really good surfing. That's where like Kelly Slater is from just north of there, from Cocoa Beach, whatever. So 6 months after I get pulled over on the jet ski, I'm on a date with the stripper, and it's going great. She only speaks Spanish, which is kind of nice. She's just saying, "You're so nice. You're so nice," And then it stops feeling like a compliment when it's the only word she knew in English. But I'm dropping her off kind of in the hood, and the cop runs my plates, and I think I'm going to get arrested. He shines his flashlight in my car. I think I'm getting arrested for prostitution. And
Which you were not guilty of?
I wasn't making money then. So, no, I didn't. No, it wasn't prostitution.
It was a freebie.
It was a straight up date. Like, we went to like Bahama Mamas or some, I forget the name of the place, but it was like a normal date on a Tuesday.
How'd you two meet and initially bond when
In the
she
strip club.
only spoke?
In the strip club. And
Gotcha.
You could do that in the 80s.
I guess I did give her cash.
Anyway.
Now that I think about it.
Anyway, nice lady and you are returning from a meal.
Yeah.
And the authorities say, hey.
Yeah.
What?
They go, so she looked at me and she just got done telling me how different I am.
Yeah. Than the other guys at the strip club.
At the strip club. I'm a nice Jewish boy. You know? And then the cop he goes, I get out of the car. I'm like, it's not what you think. Like, no, she's not, this isn't. And he goes, you got a warrant out for your arrest for speeding on a jet ski in a manatee zone.
So cool.
Coolest sentence I've ever heard. And I go, yeah, that sounds like something I could have done. And then I see the stripper looking at me like, what did I do, because he puts me in handcuffs.
Yeah.
And he knows that this is a ridiculous arrest.
Yeah.
It's not and I told him, I go, hey, will you tell my date, because I saw his last name was like Hernandez. I was like, will you tell her in Spanish that I'm not a murderer?
Yeah.
I don't know what he told her.
Yeah.
He probably wanted to have sex with her.
Yeah.
And he probably told her like I killed 45 manatees, slit their throats, or I don't know what he told her, but she ran. She threw the keys and yelled "Adios mio" and like.
Oh wow!
And like, yeah, she wasn't a ride or die at all.
No.
She didn't want to get. I don't think she wanted to get sent back to Colombia or whatever.
Yeah.
Or she loved manatees. I don't know, but
don't give up.
I ended up owing $80. That's it, and I went to jail for $80. And then I'm in the jail cell with like these hardened criminals, and they're all talking like, I'm in for, beating the shit out of some guy, and the other guy's like, yeah, I'm in for assault as well. And they're like, what about, I have to tell these guys that.
I was racing a jet ski and
I was nervous about doing it because they were tough guys,
Yeah.
And I thought like, because you see it, like the odds, you're like, oh, this is when I'm going to get raped. This is when my life is over.
If I'm a tough guy in jail and you, I hear that that's your crime.
Yeah.
I like you.
Because I'm like honest and sweet and I just happen to be there.
Yeah, but you're still a rebel.
Yeah.
If you're a criminal, you got to respect the guy who's in the boat zone doing 70. You got to respect that guy. He doesn't care, And
well, the guy did do.
He's one of you.
I definitely like misjudged this guy because I said I was speeding on the jet ski, and then he just looks at me and he just goes Yamaha or Kawasaki.
Yeah, that's your guy.
Yeah, dude.
Can't believe you took it to jail.
I know, and I said Yamaha, and he's like, "That's a good ski." That's all he said. And then we were like boys. Like after that, like the whole idea of like these people in jail are just monsters is. I mean, I'm sure it happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It's probably only most of them.
I don't know, man. Have you been arrested? You look too sweet to have been arrested.
Nah, you'd be wrong. I got picked up. Short version of the story. They never did figure out why the car was swerving when the drunk guy was in the passenger seat.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was my turn to drive, but I didn't have a license.
Gotcha.
And then I had a bag of weed, and this is when.
So who was behind the driver's seat?
The sober guy. He was just chilling.
Oh.
He'd been driving for like 8 hours. He needed a break.
No, it totally makes sense, Michael.
Yeah, I'm like, is this a riddle?
Go
It
team.
feels like a riddle.
That's all I got to say.
And then we were trying to set a couch on fire in the street in Santa Barbara.
He doesn't look like that.
Which is
that's
a
for
thing
sure.
that was.
Well, you see him without the beard.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous thing for you to be a part of, Michael.
What are you burning a couch for? Is it some kind of
That's a
protest?
fair question.
It was BLM.
yeah.
Yeah, way before, man. You don't even know how much Michael
super
loves
ahead of the
black
curve. Yeah.
people. Yeah.
BLT. yeah.
Michael's been frustrated for some time about the way authorities treat the black people.
Yeah,
in
he's
America.
always been down for the cause.
No, it's just a college town, and everybody at the end of the year they have a bunch of furniture that they're not going to need, and they have nowhere to keep it over the summer. So everyone has like Goodwill, Salvation Army couches, and they just burn them in the street, and someone just said, "Hey, do you want to burn a couch?" I was like, "Yeah, I do." And they said, "Cool, here's the lighter fluid." And then some other guy I never saw before or after was like, "I'll be your lookout." And then the next thing I know, I'm squeezing lighter fluid and I get tackled. And 16 hours later.
So cool. That sounds cool. I wish I was there, but I'm not as much as I wish I was there for Andrew jet skiing, because that's
I would love for you to be on the
dick,
back.
Like, I'd be like, look at that dickhead. Yeah, he's getting busted for it. You idiot. You were going to get busted for that. You can't do that. I know that. Like, when you do that, they get mad.
I love it because you seem like a rule breaker, but now you seem to be on the side of the authorities for this one.
Yeah. No. If it was, I respect you for breaking the law.
Okay, but
boy, are you stupid.
Yeah.
And haha, you're getting a ticket for it.
So dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got arrested in New Orleans, and I was the only one free balling it when they make you get naked down to your boxers, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm the only one with my dick out for like.
Okay, now as somebody who's been arrested twice, no, they don't always make you take your pants off.
That might have just been some.
He said he was cute when he was younger, Michael, so it kind of all makes sense. But we have to wrap it up. We got to move on. We're going to do a Patreon show. Anybody wants to see us, we're on 4 days a week, patreon.com/EllisMate. Colin, you probably have to go, but if you can't,
I'll stick around.
He'll be on the Patreon.
I won't be as
check
sad.
it out.
Sorry.
No, he's going to totally cheer up. If anybody wants to,
apologize.
you
I
didn't
feel-
do. Shut up. Anyway, you're at Andrew Collin on Instagram, yeah.
Andrew T. Collin.
Andrew T. Collin. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then you got a website and all that stuff?
Yeah, my website is andrewcollincomedy.com, and my podcast is The Andrew Collin Show.
There you go. Check out all his stuff. See you next week, everybody. Enjoy your lives. Kiss the baby. Don't die.